Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Saturday morning, bright and early. It's been about 3 weeks since I had a chance to work on this truck. And it's just because life gets in the way and I had my other truck to finish up. But it's Saturday morning, nice and early, and you know it's serious because I am wearing my official 10-12-year-old Chip Foose overhauling t-shirt that I got directly from Mr. Foose himself down at Vegas at SEMA. And when that shirt goes on, you know it's time to get your fabrication on. But I don't know if it's going to be anything too serious here today, but I'm going to try to get working on the old truck again, get wrapped up on this suspension install. I've got some other stuff to show you guys too, and let's get going. Okay, so a couple of things that have happened just as I've been picking away between other things is I got the bed stood up on end on this pallet here, and I degreased and pressure washed the whole bottom of it. And I got a little bit of rust repair to do here, but I'm not super excited about doing it. I'd rather get the truck running and drive it right now. So this little bit of rust that I have here is going to have to wait. I just can only get so much done, and I'd like to drive the truck. It's actually getting nice out, and it's time to get this thing on the road. So for that, I got my Driveshaft Shortened. And for all you US watchers out there, you guys should be really feeling good about yourselves, feeling lucky because you guys don't have to pay what we have to pay for parts here in Canada. This drive shaft was just retubed and one flange changed, and it cost me $430. Last year I brought him the slip yoke and the flanges and had him tube it and just build me a drive shaft, and it cost me $600. So now I got over $1,000 just in the drive shaft. So yay Canada. Anyways, I also got my factory 5 flange adapter put in here. So this is a machine piece that they make to go from this Mustang, I think it's called a Lobo joint or Lobo or something like that. It's like a rubber joint instead of a U-joint, but I need to run a U-joint in this case. So factory 5 was really cool. They made this mount because they use this rear end in some of their kit cars. And yeah, so I got that installed. After ordering the wrong one first, they were nice enough to exchange it straight across and even paid the shipping back to me. So bit of a hat tip to factory 5 there. That's pretty exciting to deal with a company that likes taking care of its customers. The other thing that's happened here is I did bend up some brake lines and flare them all, so they are ready to install as well. Just come back off the factory line into a T here, and then it's going to come up and over the frame between the box supports, and then the brake flex line is going to go there and be attached to the frame. So got to get that done today. Going to get the drive shaft installed, which takes a couple minutes, and then I have to move on and get something going on with the exhaust here because, like I said, I want to drive it. Now, that's not all that's happened. I've also got this brown box over here, which is my front coilovers and mounts. From a guy named Andrew on Facebook. He builds these himself, and he's selling a ton of them. I know it's been a ton of work for him, but he got them out to me, so that's pretty exciting. Those are going to get installed. And also, as I get time here, I have a big brake kit, which is GT500 rotors, Corvette C5 calipers, and a set of brackets to make that all work. So I've got to get that installed as well. Got one more wheel and tire to put together. I'll run down to the shop and do that later, maybe tomorrow. But yeah, that's what's going on for now. Also got this other idea here on Amazon. I bought a Dorman Kit for bed bolts for an 06 F150. I thought it was really cool because it uses these captured clips to hold the nuts in place while you tighten the bed down. Gives you a nice look with the button head socket up top. And the only major problem that I never even considered is that they're too long. So when you stick it through the bed, there's just a little bit too much of that shoulder coming through. That's even with a washer on the other side. So I've got to come up with a plan there. I'm thinking pretty hard that I'm going to cut the bolts, take an inch out of them or so, and then weld them back together. I mean, they are holding the bed on the truck, but it is not like this truck's a heavy hauler. It has 6 of them, and then there's 2 more that go in at the back. So I don't foresee that being a problem if I go that way, but I do see it being a bit of a pain in the ass and a couple of, well, maybe an hour of my time to cut and weld all those bolts. And I'm not really excited about that, but I'm going to leave that for now and get going on these brake lines, drive shaft, and exhaust. Here's something else that I got done that I thought worked out pretty cool. I haven't been shooting videos because I've been coming out here at like 5:30 in the morning before everybody else gets up and just picking away at a few things, but I managed to use the factory Mustang e-brake cables. Just had to open the holes up a little bit and actually put them right into the same spot that the original e-brake cables were, and I just took this piece of square tubing, drilled a hole and made a notch for the cables. Got a piece of ready rod, and I ordered this clip on eBay or Amazon or something. And it was the wrong thread, but I just sent her home anyways. I just ran it right into there and then ran this jam nut up on it, and it works perfect. So yeah, the factory pedal's all hooked up. I have emergency brakes, which is pretty neat, and something you need to get through tech when you're racing, and something to keep it, I guess, somewhat legal on the street. But yeah, all in all, integrated pretty well, and wasn't really that hard to do. Alright, as you can see, I've made some progress. I've got the brake lines all installed and bled. Of course, got the wheels put on it, and I have the exhaust kind of half built. It was pretty easy, actually. I decided to stay with my 3-inch single for now. Mostly financial decision. I didn't want to buy another muffler and exhaust kit, so it is what it is. It worked fine last year. It'll work fine for now too. Everything went pretty smooth up until I tried to install the drive shaft. That job that I said should only be a minute turned into about 2 hours because I broke one of the bolts, over tightened it, dumb. But I had to take it all apart, drill completely through the bolt in order to get enough grip with the extractor, and I managed to get it out. So live and learn, but I had to run to town just to get one more bolt because of course I only had the right amount. And now it's all back together. I'm far calmer now. I didn't bother videoing any of that because nobody wants to see me freak out. And well, maybe you do, but I don't want to see it. I also got the clips installed on the frame to bolt the bed down. And that took a little bit of screwing around because I had to cut a bit of a notch to actually get them to go in where they were a little bit long. You can kind of see it on this one here. Or the frame was a little wide, the clip was a little bit short, actually is the right way to say it. And yeah, so now it's time to put the bed on. I couldn't be more excited. I'm gonna drop the bed on hopefully for the last time, at least for this summer, and get it bolted down and get this truck out and cruising. Just about finished on the back end here. I'm gonna do a little work on that front suspension and brakes like I said, and hopefully have this truck on the road very, very shortly. Okay, the bed is on and bolted down. So now I'm working on my favorite thing, which is putting together exhaust systems out of chunks and pieces of old exhaust systems. We got a little bit of the Y pipe off the original 6-liter that was in the work truck. And you know, the muffler I ran on it last year, some other various bend I found. Had to do a little pie cut here to make that bend happen, and then out to the tailpipe. So the exhaust is going to exit right out the side, just in front, or just behind the rear tire there, which I think will leave me room for my fuel cell. And yeah, so it's all welded together, and I'm just going to bolt that guy on now. Okay, here we go. First startup of 2018. Hopefully it'll fire up. Started installed a couple of times, and then I realized I still had to drive. I don't have a neutral safety switch on this thing yet. And yeah, good thing my park brake works, so it didn't run away through the wall. But well, it's on jack stands anyway, so I guess we were all right. That's definitely something that I want to get fixed up in the future. But for now, it runs awesome. Well, there it is, folks. 1971 F100 with the 2017 Mustang rear suspension. And it is sitting exactly like I wanted it to. I am super happy with the ride height. Up front, I just stuck the Crown Vic wheels back on it just so I could get it turned around in here. Next step is I'm going to be installing a coilover shock, another set of Vikings up front, and as well as the big brakes. So I'm probably going to end this video off here, and I'm going to get the truck turned around, and I'm going to do a separate video so I can cover the brakes and the coilover install. But for now, you can see how much lower it is. The truck actually had a bit of rake before, and I just really couldn't be happier with the way it's sitting right now. Stance is awesome. The tires are so close to rubbing, but they do clear, and look at that. Just nice fat tire, just absolutely filling the wheel well. Exactly what I wanted. It's got that mean Pro Street truck look, and I am just super excited. So that wraps it up for this video, and I'll be back soon with another. Thanks for watching.